Hello everyone, it's Michelle Oberdorf, professional astrologer from Australia, and today I'll be talking about Donald Trump's horoscope. So what can I say about Donald Trump's chart? He was born on June the 14th, 1946, and he was born at 10:54 a.m. We have an accurate birth time, which is great. Eastern Daylight Time in Jamaica, New York. So Sun in Gemini. So anyone born on that day will have the Sun in Gemini. Geminis are witty, curious, they like to talk, they're chatty, they can be very restless. It's a mutable sign, so yeah, they like to be versatile and adaptable. So collecting lots of information about lots of things. So that's very typical of a Gemini. At the time he was born, the Sun is butted up against the North Node here. So what we know about that is that there was an eclipse of some sort. So when the Sun opposes the Moon, we have a lunar eclipse. So he was born at the time of a total lunar eclipse because the Sun is only 2 degrees away from the North Node. Now eclipses are inherently unstable, they're unpredictable, they're wild cards, and Donald Trump is a bit unpredictable and anything goes. To add to that, we have the planet of unpredictability in Gemini conjunct his Sun and the North Node. So that further adds to that Uranian unpredictable element. So he's a bit of he is a wild card. Gemini, the chatty sign, he can be shocking with his words. He can say anything. The Uranians are rebels. They can be quite independent, individualistic, original, innovative, shock and surprise. And this all plays out in his 10th house, that area of life, which is about our career and public image. So, yeah, we can see that throughout his life. He has been in the spotlight. That Sun is where we like to shine. Now the Sun, apart from being very important in somebody's chart, for Donald Trump it takes on extra importance because it's also the ruler of his Leo ascendant. So that makes the Sun his chart ruler. Now Leo ascendant, the ascendant is our persona, how we project ourselves into life, how we come across to others. Now Leo, fire sign, is all about being grand. It's the sign of the showman, being dramatic, playful. They like to be the centre of attention, they're attention seeking. So, and that's certainly the way Donald Trump comes across. And Mars, another fiery planet, is conjunct the ascendant. So that adds that warrior aspect to the way he comes across. So he's a man of action and going after what he wants, lots of drive and assertion and initiative. Fire likes to do things in a big way. So coming across, big, dramatic, creative, proud. That's very much Leo energy. The joy of self-expression. And where does he like to do that? In his career, his public life. Now to add to this fiery energy, the Moon, which is about our emotions and feelings, again, is in a fire sign. So there's lots of fiery energy in this chart. Fire and air, so lots of hot air, hot talking. So Moon in Sagittarius, our feelings like big grand feelings, visionary, and saying what we feel, even to the point of bluntness. Sagittarius is about being visionary, philosophies, where Gemini is all about information gathering of all sorts of bits of data. The smaller picture, where Sagittarius is all about the big picture, the big plans, the big dreams. So his feelings and emotions, he would, talk or feel and express what he feels in a big way. Okay, so he doesn't have a lot of the earth element in his chart. There are no planets in the earth signs. And the earth signs are Taurus, although he does have an angle in an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn. So he doesn't have any planets in any of those signs. So when we're missing an element as part of our psychological makeup, we can project that and attract people that are very earthy to us. We can repress it and deny it, and it doesn't even exist for us. Or we can compensate for that element by really making it big in our lives. So earth is all about practicality, groundedness, physical resources, so our possessions, our money. And my suggestion would be that Donald Trump certainly compensated for that lack of earth by collecting, lots of money and real estate, and he's a billionaire, so he's got lots of money. And he's got Jupiter, that rules Sagittarius, in the second house. So he does have money, big money in that second house, because Jupiter likes to expand and grow and have more. And it's a protection to that abundance. If he gets wiped out, Jupiter, can be optimistic about making all that money back, and I think he has been bankrupt. Okay, it's hooked up here with Chiron. Often that can be like a woundedness around self-esteem when young, that value and worth, and maybe one way of making up for that is to collect all that money and property and physical resources. And he would find his emotional security certainly in home, family and real estate, with that moon there in the fourth house of home and property. And it naturally rules the fourth house, the Cancerian house of the home, so it's what's called in accidental dignity in his natal chart. Okay, we've got Neptune as well in the second house. Neptune's about imagination and dreams. It's that non-rational mind, where the sun in Gemini, that can be all about that conscious rational mind. Neptune is that non-rational, the intuitive, creative part of ourselves. So in one way to interpret that is that he's not attached to money at all, or physical resources, doesn't value it, or he could have quite an intuition or get a feel around how to make money. So that's one of the ways it could play out. He might just have a gut feel that, this is a good deal, or I shouldn't buy this real estate in Manhattan or wherever it may be. Very, very interesting second house there. He's also got Pluto behind the scenes. The 12th house is behind the scenes activities, where we like to retreat. And Pluto's about power and control. So even though we can see how he projects that Mars and that warrior and going after what he wants, they're both, the Pluto and Mars, they're both in the secretive 12th house, the subconscious issues. So there can be some subconscious or unconscious drivers for that power and control. And there might be a lot of powerful things going on behind the scenes, or secretive things that people don't see the light of day of. So he can keep things close to his chest that he doesn't want other people to know. The 11th house here is about friends, groups. Now he's got Mercury, his ruling planet, because it rules his sun sign, in the 11th house. And the 11th house is the natural home of Aquarius and Uranus. So likes to talk, chat to lots of people, you know, sharing ideas, disseminating ideas to his friends, networking in groups. He'd express himself with a lot of feeling, that Mercury in Cancer. Cancer's all about feelings and sensitivity. So expressing himself with feeling. There could be a little bit of fear around group activities if he doesn't use that Saturn properly. Saturn is about authority and leadership, so if he uses that Saturn, he can certainly be a leader in groups. And with Venus there, Venus is pleasure and what we enjoy, so he would quite enjoy being a leader of a group if he doesn't allow, you know, fear or caution to get in the way, which Saturn can be attributed to at times. Okay, we've got an interesting thing in Donald Trump's chart with these signs, Cancer and Capricorn, aren't on any house cusps. House cusps are like gateways or doors into a certain experience of life. So but the whole sign, the whole 30 degrees of these signs are sandwiched within the house cusp. So that makes those areas a little bit more difficult to access. So maybe emotional security, the Cancer piece, maybe he got lots of information, the Gemini, on that 11th house cusp, but not a lot of emotional expression or not feeling emotionally secure when he was younger or growing up. Maybe that's why he gravitates to all that, you know, real estate and home and family stuff with that moon down here. And Capricorn, you know, expressing yourself in the social world. He's got a great 10th house, but lots of talking. But these are cardinal signs. We also need to do. Cardinal signs are about action. They're about initiating things. So while he can talk and talk and talk, which he can talk it up big plans, big philosophies, you know, shock and awe, and all talk about different stuff, being quite even eccentric. That's another Uranian word. We still need to act and bring things to fruition in a practical way, and with that lack of earth, maybe maybe not, depending on how he chooses to use that element. Okay, one more thing I wanted to mention was the ancients used to rely on the fixed stars rather than the wandering planets. Now there's a few different types of fixed stars throughout the constellations and throughout the zodiac, and Donald Trump has the fixed star Regulus at 29 degrees and 8 minutes of Leo, again right on his ascendant. Now that fixed star is the heart of the lion, and it's also the star of kings. So he's definitely got that leadership warrior energy. That fixed star is also associated with Mars and Jupiter. So again, there's another indication of those leadership qualities and that warrior archetype. Okay, so I've just had a look at the general transits that are going to be occurring on Inauguration Day, which is January 20th, 2017, just to see, you know, where the planets lie in relation to Donald Trump's chart, to see whether he may become President of the United States or not. He's certainly got all the makings of leadership and king-like qualities. The part that bothers me about this is transiting Saturn has been going through his 4th house. Now, that's been creating fear or caution around. It's in Sagittarius, so it's all this anti-immigration and asylum seekers, and we have to control our borders, put boundaries on our borders. So that's all been going on. So very like patriotic, and we have to protect ourselves and look after our own borders. But it's sitting on his moon and triggering off that Sun-Moon opposition. So Saturn is the planet of, it restricts, tests, tries, limits. So his solar energy, that will, that purpose, may be restricted. It could be blocked. Oppositions are often those polarizing energies where somebody out there seems to be blocking your path. So his solar journey could be blocked by other people in leadership authority positions. And on the moon's like feelings and emotions, and he might be feeling a bit flat because Saturn limits moods and emotions. So, feeling a bit down or isolated or not quite yourself. So, that doesn't bode that greatly. If we had, transiting Pluto on the midheaven, that real that powerful transformative energy up here. Like I'd like to see more in terms of that career and public image, more transits possibly coming over this way, or trines, nice flowing harmonious aspects to the Sun or planets in the 10th house rather than this opposition. And we've got Mars, that action planet, is also making a square, like a tense, challenging aspect to the moon. So actions can be quite thwarted, not going there. And Pluto's making a pretty exact square to that expansive Jupiter, so that all those big plans or big ideas or big philosophies, all that talking up, that possibly can be transformed. Okay, well, thank you for listening. I'll be putting this on Facebook as well, my Facebook page. You can visit me at my website, theleftrightbrain.com.au. I do professional personalised readings. I also read at a shop with lovely Rebecca at Mystic Hippie Gifts and Healing at 375 High Street, Maitland. And thank you all for watching and listening, and goodbye. I'll see you next time.